My name is Elijah Weiss. I have a question for you guys. Do you like to draw? If so, this speech might help you out. I don't know. It might. It should. I've been drawing most of my life. I mean, I've not always been very good. There was a period of time where I was not good at all, but I had a ton of friends who really helped me kind of improve and encouraged me to keep trying. And I've improved a lot over the years. And I mean, the point of this speech is to give those of you who are artists a way to get through creative block, which is something I've struggled with a lot over the last period of time as I've drawn, been an artist. And so this technique should help you kind of deal with that. Personally, I love to draw creatures and people and animals and things like that. So that's kind of what this part, or this technique, is going to kind of be tailored towards. So the thesis for this speech is this particular technique will help artists overcome creative block when they don't know what to draw. And so, moving forward, the first thing you need is a source of inspiration. You know, that could be different for everybody. It could be going outside and just examining your natural surroundings. It could be a movie, it could be a book, it could be other artists' work. That's huge. For me, it's graphic novels, like with The Autumn Lands by, you can see the authors here. It's published by Image Comics. They're the same publisher who makes The Walking Dead, in case anybody cares. But the art in this book is fantastic. It's amazing. And it's a huge source of inspiration for me. So that's how I get inspired. So, as I mentioned previously, well, before we get to that, let me just show you a couple of my drawings. None of them are fantastic. Like I said, I love to draw creatures and people, and just the sort of things. Nothing amazing in this particular sketchbook, but just random drawings. But so moving on, as I mentioned earlier, this particular technique is going to focus on kind of helping you create new types of animals or creatures. And once again, this technique could be enhanced to encompass almost anything. This could help you learn how to, well, it won't help you learn how to draw them, but it'll give you ideas on how to draw whatever you want, really. And so the book I used that gave me this idea is called Fantasy Genesis by Chuck Leakich. His name's in the bottom there. He's the guy who gave me this idea. Simple as that. And so here's how it works. Like I said, we're focusing on animals in this particular example. And so what you want to do is you want to make a list. And so this page is kind of dirty, but down here in the bottom, I have made a list of animal types. And I'm not good with the camera. Mammals, reptiles, aquatic life, and then insects. And I have them numbered 1 through 4. And what you're going to need for this, you're going to need paper, a good pencil, and a six-sided die. What you're going to do is you're going to make a list of different types of animals. And you're going to roll the die. So I got a 3. And so I'm going to look at my list, and it's a numbered list. And number 3 on the list is aquatic life. So I'm going to say, okay. And then for each type of animal that we have, we're going to make a sub-list down here. And so aquatic life, I think, is this one. And there's different types of sea life in this sub-list. And once again, it's a numbered list. And so I'm going to roll the die again. And I got another 3. And so I'm going to look at my list of sea life creatures, and I'm going to choose number 3. And that happens to be a lobster. So on a separate piece of paper, which I have right here, at number 1, I'm going to put lobster. So let's do that. I'm going to write lobster. And then from here, we're gonna do this several times. So we're gonna go back to our 4 main lists: mammals, reptiles, aquatic, and insects. So we're gonna roll the die again. This time I got a 2, which happens to be reptiles. So we're gonna go to our reptile list, which we have for number 1 snakes, number 2 chameleons, number 3 gecko, number 4 dragons, number 5 is frogs, and number 6 is turtles. And we got a 6. So we're gonna choose the turtle, and we're gonna put that in the number 2 slot on our separate piece of paper. Okay, so we've got lobsters and we've got turtles so far. Now, let's make this a little bit more interesting. We've got a couple animal choices here, but as I mentioned earlier, this process could be, you could use almost anything you want. And that's what's great about this book. Chuck Lucas gives you so many different types of lists of different materials. Like he has technology, he has elements, liquids, building materials, types of technology, transportation. He has a huge list of plants and vegetables. Pretty much anything that you could imagine in life. He gives you lists. So you're not limited to animals. You could literally make lists of almost anything in the world. And the whole point is you're combining these elements. So we have roll for a couple animals. So for our next example, let's think about vehicles. So I've prepared a list of vehicles right here. 1 through 6 again. And we're going to roll the die. And so I got a 2. Number 2 on the vehicle list is aircraft. So for our third slot, we're going to write aircraft. Like planes or helicopters, whatever you want it to be. And to make it a little bit more interesting, we're going to look at another thing. So I have a fourth list of trees. And once again, I have 6 types of trees right here. We're going to roll the die one more time. And I got a 5. Number 5 on the tree list is a palm tree. So we're going to write palm tree. So we've got 4 things. We've got we've rolled for lobsters, turtles, aircraft, and palm trees. So now what? What do you do with these 4 incredibly random separate entities? This is where the artistic vision comes in. This is where you get to look at what you've rolled for randomly and say, okay, what can I draw from these 4 objects? And this is where it's going to be different for every artist. You could make a turtle-shaped airplane, or you could make combine lobsters with turtles. And once again, how you would do that as an artist is going to be different for every single artist, and how the end result is going to be completely different. Palm trees. Maybe you want to take a simple approach and maybe draw a plane stuck in a palm tree. And so this, for us, let's just say, let's be really creative here. Let's take turtle and aircraft and palm tree. Okay, let's say the turtle is the pilot of the aircraft. So the turtle's the pilot. That's what I would want it to be. The aircraft, let's say it's like an old 1920s style biplane. Let's just pretend. And then let's say he's stuck in a palm tree. And that would be my drawing. A turtle piloting a plane, but he's gotten stuck in a palm tree. Super random. Who would have thought of something like that, from this on their own? This is a great method to just give you new ideas. Every artist is going to look at these 4 words and think of something different. And the end result, whatever they draw, is going to be completely different as a result of that. So in conclusion, this game or this technique, this method, is a great way to break creative block. If you just don't know what to draw, do this. Give this a shot. And like I said, you can make lists of almost whatever you want. It doesn't have to be animals. It doesn't have to be whatever. You're not confined by the limitations of this book. This is a starting place. And so I hope this video helps artists or people who are trying to become artists a way to get through creative block when they just don't know what to draw. So, like I said, I hope this helped, and thank you.